here today and interviewing you. Father, to be truthful, I admit that I'm quite nervous interviewing our principal. Well, Father, you have dedicated your life, your 25 years. Over the years, you have worked really hard for the progress of school, for the community, for the people, and we'd like to congratulate for successfully completing 25 years of priestly life, and that's really great and commendable. So Father, can you share with us your experience about your ordination and your priestly training back then? Could you recollect some of your memories?
Thank you, Kesang, for the greetings and well wishes. It's for me also a privilege that these 25 years that we are able to celebrate. To begin with, I was born in Mangalore, Mangalore city, coastal city, and my education, high school education was in Mangalore, and I studied there. Then after completing my class 10, I left for a place called Santal Parganas, that is in Bihar, for a year of orientation in various languages, also in view of joining priesthood. No? So there I spent 1 year learning Hindi, learning other languages, and after that I was sent to St. Joseph's College, North Point, for my higher secondary. So that time it was college, part of college studies. So I joined the college there and completed my higher secondary, and meanwhile I was staying in JTI, that is in the minor seminary that we have, minor seminary for priesthood. So 3 years of training there with the higher secondary. So after completing those 3 years, that was my first time to be in Darjeeling, and it was very cold, difficult, and I had to learn languages, but it was very interesting. After that, I was sent for 3 years of philosophy and graduation to the regional seminary. We call it Morning Star College, Kolkata. There I spent 3 years doing my graduation in arts, then my philosophy 3 years, which is very important for priesthood. 3 years we had to do philosophy, and I completed that one. Then I was sent back to the diocese. I was 1 year in Tanyang, having some pastoral experience, field experience we call it. Then another year I was in St. Xavier's, Pakyong. Then after that I was sent back to the seminary back again for 4 years of theology. That is in various on our own religion, Christianity, and all other religions. We cover everything in 4 years. After completing 4 years, which I have done quite well, and completed that, and then I was sent back to the diocese. I was ordained a deacon. Before priesthood we have diaconate, and my diaconate ministry I did it in Mariabasti for a few months, and from Mariabasti I was ordained a priest in St. Teresa's Parish, Kalimpong, by late Bishop James Topper. We did not have our bishop then. A bishop passed away, Bishop Eric Benjamin. Bishop Staphen was not yet a bishop. So I was ordained by a bishop of Jalpaiguri, James Topper, with four more companions mine, and who 3 are here, 2 are with me in the diocese. One passed away, Father Michael Topper. Another one is in the States. He has gone to USA and he has become now priest of that country. So ever since I have been working here, and now I was first appointed in Gedabling. I arrived in Gedabling on 1st of June 1996.
You remember the date?
Yes, yeah. And ever since I am here, there's many are feeling J about it. Why Father Felix is not? Because many have got many transfers and all, but I have been kept here. But for 3 years, I was sent to St. George's when the hostel got burnt. St. George's hostel got burnt. Then I was asked to go there and look after the hostel construction and look after the boys. And that's only 3 years I was away. So during that time, we had a lot of work done there. Then I came back to St. Stephen's, and ever since I'm here and try to do whatever I can.
Father, as you mentioned earlier, you were first appointed in Gedabling. It must have been a great nightmare for you to reach there 25 years back. As a visionary leader, you must have had envisaged a positive change and development for the community. Father, would you share with us your initial experience and your ministry there?
Yeah, as you mentioned, yeah, 25 years back, a long time, and git doubling was different. Entire area was different. The transport was very difficult. There was one vehicle then, and that had to come from almost it had to go to Lava, then come down to Gumbadala, then come down to Rivali, then go to. That was one vehicle. That was Jonga, and we had to come on the top of the vehicle mostly. No, there was no room in the vehicle because it was always full. It was challenging, and there was no road, smooth road. To reach Giddablin itself was very challenging, and I found myself in some very difficult area. But it was not discouraging because people were very, very welcoming there. So when I reached there, people were very, very warm, and they welcomed me. And then ever since I became part of that area. So what I realized then was that since I am planted there is for me to bloom the best. So I got myself involved fully. First thing is the language was a challenge for me, Nepali. त्यति बेला अब नेपालीमा बोल्नु पनि आउँथेन. अहिले त कमसेकम म बोल्न सक्छु. त्यति बेला अब इट वाज इभन vocabulary थिएन मेरोमा. तर म बोल्दै गएँ, सिक्दै गएँ. Language was I got the language, and then immediately I was made in charge of St. Joseph's School. So that was my first ministry. I was made the director, and I took it really very, I took a lot of interest, and I tried to elevate the school standard wise in every way. So, and people were very, very cooperative. So that was a very good beginning for me. So I started off really well, and the people's cooperation was great indeed, and they were all they wanted to have quality education. I was speaking about quality education, this and that. We had a lot of things were there in our mind. In the seminary, in other places we got, and also we had a lot of experiences. So I was trying to tell the people we have the education system should be different, and then they were responding really well. So that way I took the leadership on that. In directing the people for education, as well as then I was asked to look after the parish. I was made the parish priest. So that was a lot of new ideas I had. So I could communicate these ideas with the people, and people are very, very receptive. I'm very, very grateful to the people of Giddablin because they are very receptive and they are very cooperative, and they support the priest always. Always, every time they support, and they really interact very well. So that way it was very interesting, and it's a very good beginning I found.
Thank you, Father, for your answer. We have heard from everyone that Giddablin is a new Giddablin now. Yes. Thank you, Father.
Father, I was told that late Bridge Pradhan was a great admirer of you, so much that he donated the best part of his family land to Kashyang mission during your time. So was it true, Father? And how did you start St. Joseph's School in Kashyang?
I was sent to Padang actually. I had to look after the boys there. There were about 300 boys, hostel boys, which was itself was a big challenge. And hostel just had his hostel got burnt, in the boys' hostel. So we had to redo it. So that I was busy. But then I was missing my pastoral life, as a priest. I was so much involved here in Giddablin in the parish. So I was missing it. So I was looking for some opportunity to do also as a priest, for us. We may get involved in education, this and that, but if we cannot do a priestly ministry, we feel something missing, because we are made for that and we are called for that. Our primary duty is to be a priest and to serve the people. So that I was missing. So then later on I came to know that this substation of Kashyang, I was once or twice had to go for the mass there. I found the people were there, very interesting, very nice place. So I took interest in that place and I began to go there. And that time that community was not really active, they were put off from the church in rather many families. So this Mr. Bridge Pradhan and family were also, somehow they were not really fully involved there. I began to go to their families and talk to them and all. Then they were, they got really involved. They found a lot of interesting things and all as we were having conversations and all. Then Bridge Pradhan, he changed so much that he got completely involved in the pastoral life as well in everything. Then we began to talk about the school possibility of a school there. Because wherever I go, one thing I keep in mind that education is the most important thing, is instrumental for any change. If you want to have a change, give quality education and people will change. So that is at the back of my mind. With that, I approached him, and he was very open. All people were open for education and all. So how to go about now? So they all said, let's open a school. Let's have a school here. So that idea clicked well, and we all came together, and how to go about and all. When we were having, Bridge brother was there, is late Bridge brother now. So they got a lot of land there, and very good land. He said, I'm ready to donate the land freely. 2 acres of land he donated for the school. So that is a very good thing, no? To get land itself is very difficult. We got the land, and immediately we started off the school. And we named the school as St. Joseph's School, and we got children, many children we got on the first year itself. And teachers I trained the teachers, local boys and girls were there, who were graduate and educators. I got them trained, and we did not have much money to pay to them, but they were ready to do volunteer service, no? So 1 or 2 years they did that one. First year we could not pay much, but they all were happy, and we collected little fees. Slowly I organized it, and it gave a structure to the school. And then by ourselves we constructed a small building. People donated the money. We did not get any project or anything. Quite a good building we constructed, and we had 4 classrooms. So with that we began to teach the students. Then we began to train the parents. Parents training is very important. So then importance of quality education, not only education. What is important today is quality education. Education you get everywhere. Reading and writing you get everywhere, but you got to have quality, which should transform the children, the parents, and the entire locality. That's very important. So we began to speak in that line, and everybody was very cooperative, and we started the school, and now it's up to class 7 and going on very well.
That's a great achievement.
Yes.
That is why you are considered as a visionary educationist.
Thank you
so much.
Thank you so much.
Father, when you were appointed as the youth director, ICYM Diocesan Youth Ministry, Father, how do you look onto your contribution to the diocesan ICYM ministry, and also we would be very grateful if you could have highlighted for the DEXCO team, something that you have worked for the formation, and also different team members in the team.
Thank you so much for this question and asking me to highlight on this. First of all, I consider myself fortunate to get this ministry, because I've learned a lot, more than, I don't know how much youth got it, but what I found in 10 years tenure, I was 10 years youth director of our entire diocese, which consists of Darjeeling, Kalimpong, Sikkim and Bhutan. So that entire thing we had to look after all the youth. And it was an opportunity for me to learn more than what I could give. I was appointed in 2001, and I was there up to 2011. And during the first time when I went, I wanted to have a really solid team, youth themselves. So I contacted certain active boys and girls whom I knew. So made a team of 8 people. And that one, then we had our first meeting in Jothang in Sikkim. In that we had to select Diocesan Executive Committee. ICYM means Indian Catholic Youth Movement, which is all over the country. And it has got a nice theme and vision and mission, which is very good, and all youth get involved. And in this conference in Jothang, we formed so-called DESCO, Diocesan Executive Committee for the Youth, and that is called DESCO. In that we had a team of 6 of us who were there, 6 youth and myself 7, and very motivated youth I had, and they were with me. Some of them, they gave up their job also. They were working. They gave up just to work for the youth. They said, Father, I would like to volunteer for 2 years without job. So it was very welcoming. So with that, we went to every parish, established, because youth teams were the youth were there, but they were not organized. So we had to organize it in every parish. So we did it. Then our first venture was a youth convention in Perong, where we had about 800 youth gathered in one place for 4 days, and that was on leadership and other things. So we invite, and also we would invite non-Catholic youth also. We would call non-Catholic delegation. So we invited from different religions youth, and we were there, and also we had youth from Bhutan. So like that, about 800 youth staying under one building for for 4 days completely, and it was a great convention. From there we took off the entire youth journey that we have had. And after that, I took the youth to Kolkata, where we had National Youth Convention, and in that I was so happy that our youth were well recognized. And after that, every once in 3 years, our youth got from a National Youth Award, which is rare. Only few dioceses would get for youth, and out of 24 or 24 youth, one of them was in every youth convention was National Youth Award was from our Darjeeling diocese, because they were admired for their, they were open. Our youth, and they were very outgoing. Wherever they were, Nepali youth and all boys and girls, they are very outgoing. So everybody liked them. Then I took them. We have also called national convention and international convention in different places. So I took the youth delegation from our country for the first time from Darjeeling, and even from our country itself, many places they had not gone. So we had to take youth delegates. So I took a bold step to take the youth to different countries. So first one I took to Toronto, Canada, and there we had about 1 month of experience. There we had to stay there in different places. We were for experience for 2 weeks in Quebec. Quebec is a French colony in Canada. So there they speak only French. So we entire team, we were 6 of us. We had to stay in Quebec in families, which was a very rich experience. Then our youth convention, where late Pope John II had gone to convene, to organize, to lead the convention. He was the one who is the visionary for this convention, international. We call World Youth Days, and there we stayed there 3 days in the venue itself. Every day we used to go and have convention and use massive millions of youth were there. So with them we had to interact and all. So that was the first one. Then second one was in Germany. That was after 2 years in Cologne. That was a rich experience. We had to be in different parts of our country in Germany, we interact with the youth in Germany and all. And the third one was in Australia, in Sydney. The fourth one is in Spain. So I took youth delegates, different youth, to different conventions. So it was very, very rich experience for me as well as for the youth. And they learned a lot. Still they are very, very active, the ones who went to different countries, and they learned a lot. So what I always wanted to do is the youth to make them leaders. Now what we have problem little bit, program here, leadership program. Yes. Those all things I have collected from that. Oh. So captains and all, which is a beautiful thing here, in the schools and all, you all have gone through. And those all things I had collected it from these youth conventions and from the youth and all. So same thing I am implementing it in the schools for the captains. So that was my main thrust for the youth, leadership, and of course to lead them spiritually, that fellowship and their formation, and to be selfless service. So I was hoping, after a few years we'll have visionary leaders for the hills in the Darjeeling. So that was the way I was trying to form them. And after that, other fathers also took up the same, and they continued. And next was Father Arun Tamang, who was also very, very active. He worked also in the same way as I was working. And then Father Michael Singh, who was here with us, he became the director. Now we have Father George, who are also actively involved, and they are doing very well. And so that remains one of the most important, highlights in my life, and which I was very happy for.
You have, earlier also you have stated about qualitative education, and we can clearly see this in St. Stephen's Academy itself, how we have benefited from it. Like I, Sheetaldi, we ex-students, we know this, the importance of qualitative education with a difference. So Father, can you highlight in this aspect, like what was your thought about qualitative education? How did you come up with this?
It's a very nice question, Kessan, because it's my own experience. When we came out of our school, we had just a certificate, just bare certificate, and we did not, we were lost, confused, we did not know how to go about. We knew nothing actually. We had no skills, we had just bookish knowledge. And I found over the years of my formation, I found that was not bare minimum that we can ever give, and that was we were not getting properly. So I thought, if we are educating the people, let us educate differently, that they should have skills where they should be able to make their life possible in the future. Because education is meant to live a life happily. It should transform you, it should make your life easy in the future. So that was at the back of my mind. My own experience of my schooling, and then various things in various countries I went and visited. I saw the people, how skillful, how visionary they are, even the little ones and all. So from there all, I said, it's the education that makes difference, and qualitative education is the only one which will bring a difference. So that is there in me. So I am trying my best with all of you, and I am very, very fortunate to get such a wonderful staff who are very, very collaborative. It's not easy for them, because their system itself was like also different system, and to come to this system is not very easy. And their cooperation, their support, and support of the locality and the students, I must say, they are the best students, because they are always open and they are very, very cooperative. And also I would like to speak about Brian and Rennie, who I had this vision, but I didn't know how to go about. There was vision was there, desire was there, but they are the ones who gave me this push, and they said this is the way, and ideas and all. So they are just landed here because of somebody. One tourist was going around. He liked the place so much. He was a friend of Brian. There is in jungle village school, and there is a person called Felix. He's trying his best to do something. So they came to meet me, and that way I came in contact with them, and we started this different ways of teaching and learning process, and we have benefited as you have done.
Father, it is a very popular notion that before success comes in any man's life, he is sure to meet with some temporary defeat or perhaps some failure. And when defeat overtakes a man's life, the easiest and the most logical thing to do is quit. But unlike any other man, Father, you were able to muster courage and skillfully able to handle Pedong hostel fire, which was all over the news a couple of years back, a sad incident for the Georgian family, wherein you were sent as a superintendent then. Moreover, Don Bosco hostels saw drastic changes under your tenure. How would you explain your priestly ministry there in Pedong, Father?
Actually, when I was sent there, it was a big challenge, I must say, because I was sent into the ashes. Whole building was in ashes, and I had to raise everything from the ashes. So, as you said, it was, what I said is either I do it or I must quit it. And if I do it, I will do it really well. And it was not easy, big challenge, because first of all I had to get the boys in my hand. And boys were all pell-mell then, because of a lot of reasons and all. But then I worked really hard with them. And I got a team of teachers, leaders with me, and we worked together. Slowly, by and by, boys became really good. They were very, very good, very cooperative. All the 300 boys were really very, very good. They all became, turned to be leaders, turned to be very good. And with them, it was easy for me to revive and to bring it to the status that at the end of 3 years we had. So that was all teamwork, and it was difficult. But for the school building, I must always, for this also, for everything, Luxembourg, Mrs. Broom, I should salute her. She is really a living saint for us all, because through her we got a lot of schools constructed, a lot of work done, a lot of sponsorship for children. such generous people rarely we get, and salute goes to Mrs. Prum and the team, Luxembourg team, who have given much for us. You know, you see in your naked eyes, and also in Padang Girls Hostel, which I started that after in the same year, and the Boys Hostel we reconstructed, and the old hostels we renovation, and also later on in Kashong. So everything we must, I think the team of Luxembourg, we can never forget them. So it was those challenging, but all the burden was taken up by Luxembourg, I must say. Yes.
But then it was really courageous of you to take up that challenge.
Yeah, and to build up our relationship with Luxembourg. That was quite, we had to do it very nicely, and we did it. So that way, and but all were supportive. Master Bishop was very, very supportive, who encouraged us to do everything. Our Bishop is very supporting for all this progressive work, and is very visionary in this matter. So with this support and fathers, it was possible.
Thank you, Father, for highlighting your priestly ministry in Padang.
Thank you.
Father, among many ventures in Padang, Father, establishing girls' hostel was the most required venture. So how satisfied are you, Father, when you see the girls' hostel growing there, Father?
It's very, very satisfying, sir, because that was one thing we were lacking there. It's nice school, lots of facilities for the boys they were given, but girls were neglected. And I found it, they were staying as paying guests in the families, and all, and a lot of problems were there. They were facing a lot of problems, staying outside. They were going from the villages, they had to stay outside, and many of them, they had to discontinue because various reasons, their education. And I could see those all things. And I thought the only way to protect them and to take care of them is to have a hostel. And so I started already immediately I talked to the Bishop, and Bishop was quite open to it. So with that, we started with whatever quarters we had, teachers' quarters we had, we started our school, girls' hostel there. And immediately we got about 30 girls in the first year itself. Then slowly, by and by, within 2 years, we made a project, and we approached again Luxembourg, and they were ready to give us. They were very thrilled because girls, to take care of girls, and the hostel was this one important thing for them also. So they opted to help us. So that way now it's a big well-established hostel, and girls are doing very well. From there onwards, we did not have any problem because girls from all the villages, from all the places, they could go and study there, and they are doing very, very well. And I think that is very satisfying for me personally, and I see that it has got a great future.
So Father, you have worked with many great personalities, and among them is Ren Lensong Tamsang. And so Father, like owing to your contributions and your service, you've been crowned as Ren and Life Membership Award, MLDB, Lepcha Association. So Father, how proud do you feel about this achievement?
Of course, I feel very proud because not a lecturer, but being a lecturer. So not born as a lecturer, but I am very much part of their life, and they have really given me an honor, which means a lot for me. It's a lifetime achievement, I must say. It was in 1999. I think you were not born. Of course, you were not born. Then I realized how important this language. I was interacting with the people, and they were all talking in lecture in the village. I could not, but I found that it was very rich. The language itself was very rich, and people were a lot of richness was in the language as well as in culture and all. So how to promote it now? No, I had that desire to promote. Meanwhile, Ren Lengsang also had the same desire to promote it. He was just back from the army, and he was in the army in the UK. So he's just back, and he had that zeal and this one inner force to do something for the lecture. So when he came, I had an interaction with him, and immediately he encouraged me also, and I said, I will help you out in this area. So that way we started off and introduced lecture language in St. Joseph in 1999. So, and it was not very easy because lecture children themselves, they were feeling quite shy to speak in the school, lecture and all in the classroom. But for them it's quite strange to having in the classroom lecture being taught and all. But then a lot of encouragement from MLDB and others and all. Then ever since we began to work for language, culture and traditions and everything, and that way with them we were able to go to different villages and do it. So they realized that it was a great work that being done. So naturally they said, Ren always says you are more lecturer than many other lecturers and all. Just because one reason, it's not true, because lecturers are doing very well, good work. But what I understand when he says that one, that I have been giving something for the lecturers, doing something. So he says that is very concrete and is being done, and it is a courageous move, and you have done it. So we want to honor you. So when they asked me to do, I said, yeah, okay. Then they took me to a very dense forest jungle, and they made me sit on a big decorated rock. So I had to sit, and I was treated as a king there almost. Then they crowned me this with the lecture cap as Ren. So he says Ren means a gentleman and a learned man and a visionary man. That's what he said. And that was a great honor for me, and I did enjoy it, and now I'm also enjoying, and I got my affinity with them, and it's quite I cherish it as much as I can, and also I continue to do work. And also not only that lectures, I'm also very interested in Tamang culture and other cultures. So we are trying to do something, but it takes time. Here also we started off with Tamang language, but classes and all. So we think in the days to come we can do much more than that.
Father, there is this idea, the idea of starting at the bottom and working one's way up. And very few people who start from the bottom manage to become exultant. The reason being that the outlook from the bottom is not so bright and encouraging. It has the tendency to kill off many ambitions, dreams and hopes. Yet you managed to start from the bottom. You instilled courage and inspiration in the minds of the people of Kaffer and worked hand in hand with them. And you are truly a blessing in disguise for the people of Kaffer, Father. How would you explain your ministry in Kaffer?
This Kaffer is such a wonderful ground for me, and I have learned a lot. I feel that I have achieved something with the school, because to have an ICC school in this area, I think that's the first thing, the first step the diocese has taken. That because we don't have ICC schools in the rural areas. This is the first venture that diocese had taken up, and it was not easy, as you said, to have an ICC school in this area and get it affiliated and to go about. But it's all possible for two reasons. One is to start off was not easy, as you said. I did it, but to sustain it, starting, as you said, starting his own thing, and to sustain, keep it going. For that, of course, visionary persons in this area also. This I would say, I don't know how you people see in this area, but what I say, I have never met a leader and a visionary person as P.B. Guru, who is always, even if I forget certain things, he is the one there to remind me day in and day out. And that person is such a leader. I have never met. I have gone to so many countries, so many places. I have not met a leader who is committed, who is so dedicated, and who is only other-centered. He is not self-centered. He is least worried about himself. As a priest also, we have to be other-centered more. But I feel sometimes that he is more other-centered than I am. Because he is such a, and I always have highest respect for him. And always I consult him, always I talk to him. Sometimes, late night also I call him, sometimes early morning I call him, but he never hesitates. And always I am in contact with him, because he is such a committed person. And people should realize of this locality that they should be proud that they got a person of his caliber, of his vision in this area. And because of him, I believe that this school is today. Because of him and others, of course, teamed up with other people, the school we have here. And I must say that to bring to this level, I can take the credit of all this, but I believe it's the bishop who kept me here. Actually, we have got a term of 6 years only. Then we got to move to other places. But for this school and for the sake of people of Kaffer, I think bishop asked me to be here. If suppose bishop wants to take me away, he can take me away anytime. And of course, other better people would have come. They would have done better way. But since I am here, I have been able to do just because bishop wanted me to be here. He kept me here. And as long as he keeps me here, I will work. And also I am very happy with the support that I get. And our vision is now, our immediate thing is to go to up to class 12 and get completely recognized up to class 12, and the children get complete education here. The quality that we give, because many students, those who go out, they say, Father, 11, 12 should have been very good because we have learned so much, but when you go out, we may not get the way we are treated here. So we would like to have that way. So I have also realized that it's better to have 11, 12, then you have one part of your education is complete, then you can think of something else.
Thank you, Father.
And I don't know how you experience what you people have been studying outside, no? What do you feel?
Yeah, Father, it's great, but not as sweet as here. Like we always miss, that attention that we don't get in other schools. Like so many students are there, but here we used to get that attention. Teachers used to be after us, and they used to be always encouraging.
Which you did not like much, but now you realize it's good. No?
We miss that, Father. Like, we used to be like someone is after us. Therefore, we were very much hardworking. But after we go outside, like no one is after us. So, Father, we do not perform as much as we used to perform here. So
It's a teamwork with students, and the passion is after me, and all things. I'm after teachers after you. So, and you are after all of us, and we all work together. And in the future, you realize one thing, that working in a team is very important to achieve something. And in teamwork also, teachers may realize that you don't centralize the power with yourself. You give it, distribute. Ask somebody to do something else, others do, and when they go and manage those. We have a lot of committees, and my work is, I don't teach, I can teach, of course, I've got passion for teaching, but I had to give up because my main work is to manage the teachers. Once the teachers and students are managed, rest they do a great job. Teachers do a wonderful job, just I had to give them ideas and all, and sometimes early morning they get ideas, sometimes at 4 o'clock they get ideas, or through the WhatsApp, and sometimes midnight they get, but then they take it and implement it immediately, and this team of teachers will not get anywhere. So my salute to our SSA teachers who really work very hard, and I'm very grateful to them, and I really love them so much. They are very, and of course students, we hear about the students' problem and all, but we don't have anything of that, and that's it from here.
So we literally miss everything about the school, and we would always love to see you as the principal of our school in the years to come. And Father, as we would like to conclude from our side, what message would you like to give to the audience?
First is our purpose in our life is to be fully human. We will not become gods, but we can at least become fully human, 100% human. That is very important. And in this, all of us need to grow as human persons. When you grow as human persons, we will be all united. We will not see other person as the other. We will see other person as part of me. That is what being fully human. So for persons maybe from anywhere, like I am from 4,000-5,000 kilometers away, but you have accepted me as part of your life. I have become part of this place. I won't forget to go home. It's just because we grow together. So this is very important, to be fully human and fully alive. And this is when we are fully human and fully alive, we achieve, then we touch the divinity. That when we are fully human, what is the next? Is to be divine. So we touch the divinity when we become fully alive and fully human, and then of course the kingdom of God is ours. We will be forever eternal. So do good works, and good works themselves are eternal. So many of our teachers we call it, they are inch by inch they are dying, but they don't get whatever they do here, they may not get in return. But what I tell them is, and I want to tell is, that you have achieved eternal reward. That whatever you have done is a deposit for your next life. So that if we see that way, we will never stop giving. In spite of difficulties, problems, a lot of problems are there, a lot of challenges. You got sometimes challenges are there. You are surrounded with the problems. Sometimes it happens to us also. A lot of problems. One problem is solved, next problem is ready. So, but all we do this one because it is a deposit for the life to come, and we become eternal that way. We will never die. we should never die. We should always live through our works, and we should live through our good works and good relationship. And this is what my message for the people: be fully human and fully alive.
Thank you, Father, for the beautiful message for all of us. And we know you are a very busy man, but still you took out some time from a busy schedule and you are here with us for the interview. It was really lovely having you here, Father. Thank you, Father.
Thank you so much, and God bless you all. And it was lovely being here, and you reminded me, you made me to go back to my childhood and a journey, 25 years journey, and they all are with part of my journey, especially our teachers for now how many years. I think here I came in 2005, so till today we are all working together, journeying together, and we'll do the best. Thank you so much. God bless you.